So in my first video, I sung my praises for one of the villains in the prequel trilogy. My second one, I did the same for the original trilogy, so now I think it only makes sense that in my third video, I praise a villain from the sequel trilogy. Okay. Look, to be honest, I'm not the biggest sequel trilogy fan, in the same way I'm not the biggest massaging my testicles with a cheese grater fan. But then to be fair, who is? Don't get me wrong, I know there's probably some fans out there that enjoy all three movies, but if J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson release Star Wars Spit Roasting Your Mother, Revenge of the Clit, then there are still some fans that would praise it for being subversive. Some fanboys just like anything as long as the Star Wars logo's on it.
How do they make this more and more epic? Every time.
But for the most part, it's very rare to find someone that enjoys all three. Most people that like The Last Jedi don't like Rise of the Skywalker. The one person I've met that likes Rise of the Skywalker likes it because it throws shade at The Last Jedi. The Force Awakens exists. There's very few fans of the entire trilogy. Now, I'm in the camp that thinks all three of them are bad, but these movies have a lot of villains, so I'm sure I can find one of them I like. Now, the obvious pick would be Kylo Ren. He's often cited as the best villain in the trilogy. And yes, that is very embarrassing. You know, people say Anakin's turn to the dark side in the prequels wasn't believable, and I'll grant you, he goes from "What have I done?" to "Hell yeah, let's kill those younglings." A little too quickly. I love Revenge of the Sith, but I'm not going to pretend it's a perfect movie.
What?
That being said, Kylo Ren's story is that he's tempted by the dark side because he's a massive Darth Vader fanboy. He wakes up to Luke Sleepkiller's attempted murder. Kylo Ren then turns to the dark side and is conflicted because on one hand, yeah, he probably shouldn't kill his dad, but on the other hand, he really, really likes Darth Vader. Rey thinks she can fix him. That goes about as well as it does in real life. Rey, he's second in command of the faction that just blew up 5 planets. He's ordered countless massacres. He personally killed his dad. And the worst red flag of them all? He's using an android. Girl, run! But after all the evil he's committed, he has a scene where he imagines his dad forgiving him.
You're just a memory. Your memory.
So he turns back to the light side. He makes out with his domestic abuse victim and then dies of cringe. Don't get me wrong, Adam Driver's performance as Kylo Ren is incredible. He's a terrific actor. And I think it's his stellar performance that tricks people into thinking Kylo's well written, because Kylo Ren is an embarrassingly shallow character.
I don't like to feel good. I like to feel evil.
Okay, but if it's not Kylo, who is it? Snoke? Do you guys need me to explain this one, or shall I just move on? Captain Phasma? Do you guys need me to explain this one, or shall I just... General Hux is a pretty competent villain. For like one movie. Then The Last Jedi went out of its way to demonstrate that he's actually extremely incompetent.
I believe he's tooling with you, sir.
About his mother.
Why aren't you blasting that puny ship?
That puny ship is too small and to too close range. We need to scramble out fighters.
5 bloody minutes ago.
So I guess that leaves us with villains from Rise of the Skywalker. But then I'd have to watch Rise of the Skywalker again, and as much as I'd love to, my goldfish has an orthodontist appointment. Okay, you got me. That's a horrible lie. Orthodontists don't exist in Britain. But seriously, I am busy watching paint dry. But surely there's got to be one good villain in the sequel trilogy. R8R. And no, we're not using this canon name. Fuck you. Is the most formidable, consistently written, and powerful villain in the entire sequel trilogy. TR8R is a man of focus, of sheer fucking will. Something Captain Phasma knows very little about. There's a classic saying that goes correlation is causation, and I don't think it's a coincidence. There's a lot more treason going on after TR8R's death. Phasma lowering the shields, General Hux spying for the First Order, Kylo leaving the Order. All these traitors would never have dared go against the First Order under the watchful eye of TR8R, because as long as he breathed, death was the fate of all traitors. When he sees Finn, he could have shot him in the back, but he gives him a chance to run the ones, not too dissimilar to the Honourable General Grievous, because he knows a swift death is a fate unworthy of turncoats. Finn's going to pay for leaving the Order, whose only crime was kidnapping him as a child, amongst, some other things. He's going to pay for his treachery. TR-8R isn't just here to kill traitors, he's here to fight them. He wants to let his enemies know that before he sends them to the other side, that God is not on theirs. Maybe you think I'm being ridiculous, but what if I told you I can actually prove that TR-8R is the most powerful villain from the sequel trilogy? I said from, not in. Palpatine doesn't count. If we time the moment TR-8R and Finn first clash weapons to the moment Finn is incapacitated, we can see it takes TR-8R 20 seconds to beat Finn in their fight. Kylo Ren takes 40. TR-8R took half the amount of time to beat up Finn than the grandson of Anakin trained under Snoke and Luke Skywalker. And TR-8R fought Finn with a handicap. Finn had a lightsaber, an instant kill weapon. TR-8R's weapon, on the other hand, isn't. If it was a lightsaber, it would have killed Finn. Meanwhile, Kylo Ren fights Finn with some ridiculous advantages. Kylo Ren is strong in the Force, allegedly. The lightsaber he's using gives him an advantage in the fight, and it still takes him twice as long to take out Finn. But even worse, Finn actually gets a hit in. Kylo! The fuck are you doing? TR-8R never lets Finn get a hit in. Now, I can see the Kylo stands coming from a mile away giving me the "he was injured" cope. But all I have to say to that is, yeah, he fucking looks like it. You can really tell he's injured from all the acrobatics he's doing. What would he look like if he wasn't injured? Palpatine. Don't get me wrong, I agree he should be injured right now. In fact, given how powerful this movie set up the bowcaster to be, he should be fucking dead, a cripple at best, let alone injured. But since I can clearly see with my eyes that his injury is minor at best, and also given Star Wars has established the dark side is fueled by anger and pain, hence why he's beating on his wound, he should be at his most powerful in this moment. And yet still, he gets completely outclassed by TR-8R. Then, Kylo Ren embarrassingly loses to someone that discovered what the Force is that day and has literally never wielded a lightsaber before. Rey Skywalker should consider herself lucky that TR-8R wasn't there. Because I think it's safe to say at this point I've established he's at least twice as powerful as Kylo Ren. And given how close Rey and Kylo's fight was, I have zero doubt in my mind that TR-8R would have made short work of her. I think that Kylo actually knows that TR-8R is more powerful than him. And that's why he looks up to him. Mug, what are you talking about? He looks up to Vader, I hear you ask. Well, yes, he does. But if you're paying attention, you'll notice Vader's not the only one he's trying to imitate.
Traitor! Traitor!
So TR-8R easily beats Kylo, no diff. But what about Phasma? Well, not only is Finn more evenly matched with Phasma than he was with TR-8R, but she loses to the exact same weapon that TR-8R wields. You can't even argue Finn became a significantly better fighter at this point because this movie takes place right after The Force Awakens. You could argue Finn's more used to this weapon because he used to work for the First Order, but I'll remind you, as a janitor, we see his one and only combat mission and he wasn't wielding the stick thing. It's extremely unlikely he has any experience with this specialist weapon. I'm afraid the unfortunate reality of the situation is that Phasma sucks and wouldn't stand a chance against my glorious king TR-8R. So what about Snoke and the Knights of Ren? Well, Kylo Ren is able to kill both of them, so I think it's safe to say that TR-8R could easily kill Snoke and the Knights of Ren and Goku at the same time. Now, does TR-8R get killed? Well, yeah, because he chooses to. What, you think he wants to stick around for the rest of the sequel trilogy? Obviously not. He simply opted out before he could get nerfed. And I think that was a very smart decision on his part. Besides, even John Wick was killed. There's no shame in it. So with all that being said, I think I've made a compelling case for TR-8R being the most powerful villain in the sequel trilogy. But if you disagree with me, I'm more than willing to have a Star Wars debate with anyone, no matter how many times HR tells me to stop spamming my co-workers. You hear that, Shannon? You can't block me! I've got too many alt-accounts!